Breeders' Cup Saturday continues. This time we're going back to the ladies, and it's the Breeders' Cup Distaff. A very intriguing distaff, as remember, I'm trying to give out some pointers, not necessarily pick some winners on all of these races. My betting style is to kind of go big on one or two races, try to look for some long shots in some exactas and trifectas, and maybe key a horse in a daily double at some point. So again, if you're looking for just 14 straight favorites that I'm going to pick, that's kind of the wrong place. I've already picked a couple of favorites in Dennis's Moment and also in Donna Veloce, but I'm looking for kind of a shot here in the distaff field. I think Midnight Bisou, 7 for 7 on the year. She's been dominant in a lot of her wins, but really a lot of those races were kind of 2-horse races disguised as 4 and 5 horse fields. She was 3 to 5, 2 to 5, 1 to 5 in a lot of those races. Now she's got to face more speed at different types of the race. She's going to have a front runner to chase. She's going to have some mid-pack pressure. And then, it could allow her to kind of sit in the rear of the field or the back of the field, which is what she likes to do. But for Midnight Bisou, she's not just going to vault to the lead. So it's going to be key for Mike Smith to kind of time that move and see kind of what's shaking out on the front end. And I do think the front end is going to possibly be controlled by a couple of horses. You've got Blue Prize, who's been running closer to the lead. Paradise Woods, who's capable of taking the lead. But I think Secret Spice and Ollie's Candy are going to be two horses that could go to the lead along with Serengeti Empress and really kind of spread out the field. And once that field is spread out, we'll kind of see what shakes out. Serengeti Empress, the Kentucky Oaks winner, kind of a mixed bag of results after that. She's faced Cafefe and Guarana and Street Band. The last time out in the Parks race at Cotillion, she set fast fractions on a slow surface that day. Meanwhile, Street Band is a 3-year-old filly who's gotten good at the right time of the year, but I think her last race really was a benefit of a trip and 3 horses kind of going to the lead too soon, setting fast fractions. So Street Band looked like a winner at the half-mile pole just because a lot of horses just could not get the distance on that surface. Meanwhile, Wildcat seems to have lost a step this year. She tried to engage Midnight Bisou at the half-mile pole of the last race. I think she fits better as a late-running closer, so she could improve off that effort. I like a horse like La Force. Been facing, last year she chased Unique Bella home a couple of times. Then in the last race, the pace profile and the race shape favored Paradise Woods and Secret Spice, but this time she gets more speed, training forwardly. It's her final career race, but I think La Force can be second or third in this type of spot. Paradise Woods, I think, is going to bounce off a big effort in the last race. 2 other horses to consider. Blue Prize, training well. I really like that last workout on Blue Prize. I like the fact that she's more forwardly placed this year. She can get into that race leaders at that third call, not necessarily waiting to the stretch run. So Blue Prize continues to train well, and I think 6 to 7 to 1 is a fair price on Blue Prize. And then Dunbar Road, who has kind of a hidden trip bottled up in that last race. She was trapped at the rail where I think the outside was running well that weekend at Keeneland, and Dunbar Road just never really could get an opening until midway down the stretch, and then was just outrun to the finish line by Elate and Blue Prize, who kind of got first run on her. But I could see Dunbar Road sitting 5th or 6th in this race and trying to get first run on the other closers in this race, which is possibly Midnight Bisou or La Force or even a horse like Ollie's Candy, who I think can come a little bit further back this race. So Dunbar Road is definitely one to consider at 7 to 1. I think Blue Prize is one to consider at 7 to 1. I'm going to go with a total bomb in this race. I think the race could fall apart, and I'm going with La Force. I also like Ollie's Candy and Blue Prize. Midnight Bisou is one to be reckoned with, but I just think in a race like this, I don't want too low of a price on a new surface after a long campaign and going 9 furlongs against other quality horses. Who do you like? Do you like the favorite Midnight Bisou? Do you like one of the mid-pack contenders? Or do you like a long shot? I'm going with La Force. I could see boxing her with Ollie's Candy and Blue Prize in exactas. That's my selection in the Breeders' Cup Distaff.